Our own Dan Wolf served as the moderator of the debate and joins us live from Rochester with a recap. Good evening, Dan.
Good evening, Paul. Yeah, we're live in downtown Rochester now. The debate ended about 2 hours ago inside our Gray sister station in Rochester, KTTC. As expected, there were some tense moments and exchanges between the two candidates.
Before the customers are let in and the coffee gets served, Sarah's work with Java Moose actually begins out here on their Instagram.
Good morning. It is Wednesday morning, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. If you're a Star Wars fan. It is 30 degrees out right now, and there is no wind, you guys. This is just fantastic. You guys, I think we've turned the corner, and we're here for spring, we're here for summer, and it's going to be a great day. I hope you guys enjoy it.
The pit at Mintac is getting an upgrade to the tune of about $60 million, and the goal is to improve efficiency and the lifespan of some equipment like this shovel, which digs up about 65 tons per bucket.
But agencies up the shore say the lack of needed rescues isn't proof the Coast Guard should leave, it's proof they should stay. We got an in-depth tour of the locks. Peter, you've been wanting to do this for a very long time. That infrastructure there is so crucial for our and many other nations.
Yeah, now, and Dan, I have made it here over the last few days. We have gotten an inside sneak preview about what all the Sulaks has to offer.
Good evening. This is Rochester. It's home to, as you can see, a lot of farming, home to the world-renowned Mayo Clinic.
Yeah, Dan, there's certainly a lot to unpack here. One of the biggest storylines, I would say, is the state budget surplus.
And so he just wanted to let the community know that it wouldn't be tolerated.
School leaders are making it very clear. Students attempting this TikTok challenge will be punished, but the person behind the camera can also be held liable.
Dan, yeah, this is definitely one of his top priorities. Today he visited the Western Lake Superior Sanitary District water treatment plant.
Thanks to mutual aid agreements, someone will eventually come, but that increases the wait time. EMS total call times in rural parts of the country are nearly 30% higher than in urban areas. Some contributing factors: more ground to cover and fewer available people.
Stay there, he's coming. Like this, kind of wrap it around clockwise. Yep, keep wrapping, keep wrapping, keep wrapping.
Come here from far west, get them here inside.
Ice rescues like the one you just witnessed can be dangerous and unpredictable, but here in Ashland, they're made all the easier by this craft right here behind me.
Grandma's Marathon, pinned as a world-class event with small-town charm, welcoming more than 20,000 participants with open arms, and circled on calendars as one of the largest events in the Northland each year.
It's like just a part of the community. Like everybody on Grandma's Marathon weekend, it's like, well, where are you going to be cheering? Right? Like everyone has their spot, and I think that's really cool.
I mean, I surprised myself, and then
the small-town girl with big-time dreams. Kara Goucher has always had her spot, too. From handing out waters, cheering, and of course, competing. Goucher still holds the Gary Bjorklund half-marathon record she earned in 2012.
And actually, I won my first ever city championship here.
But this year, Goucher returns to her homegrown roots to take on a different part of the course.
On a warm late June day at Black Beach in Silver Bay, the water temperature registers a bone-chilling 41 degrees. 2 days after 2 teenagers drowned while cliff jumping. 296 days after the Grand Marais Coast Guard Station 55 miles away closed for good. On June 25th, Austin Henning and Max Williams stood little chance of survival when they plunged into the bitter cold water. Local emergency crews responded, as did a rescue boat from Coast Guard Station Bayfield and an aircraft from Coast Guard Station Traverse City, Michigan.
Anytime that there's a search and rescue case, you treat that person like they were a member of your own family.
So, first day, what was it like? Well, my first impression was, this is beautiful. And I quickly forget all of that because I realized I screwed up. I worried so much about staying warm that I overdressed. I'm sweating like crazy. I'm being slowed way down. We're only a half mile in. I'm winded, I'm soaked. It was brutal, and still 3 more miles to go.
The only thing is giant ski.
Which turned out to be just a trail easily visible from a main road. Here, the team gets ready for some serious practice just 2 weeks before the big race.
A lot of training, a lot of conditioning.
Their seriousness, tongue firmly planted in cheek.
We're here to win.
Nobody else is doing this, guys.
The stretches, long and deep.
I want everyone to visualize, too. That's an important part of this, is visualization.
The team made up of Hayward area co-workers and friends.
We are not friends.
You all hate each other.
No, we're here. This is a business arrangement. We're here to win.
We all strapped in.
Putting in work to take home a 5th Berkey giant ski victory.
It's year-round for us. Obviously we're on the giant roller skis throughout the summer. We're up there in Cable on those hills. It's extremely dangerous.
Let's do a nice, aggressive run.
In a rally cry that strikes fear into the heart of fellow competitors.
Nimrods, ready, on 3.
And the synchronized skill to match.
3, right, left, right, left, right, left, right.
While they poke fun at themselves,
All right.
my attempt at giant ski proved it's not easy.
Left, pick it up, right, left, right, left.
Both
right,
hamstrings about to go.
Right.
Oh, sorry. You know what? I made it way farther than I expected.
According to a study by Williams Institute, the UCLA School of Law, more than 6,300 sex offenders are detained in civil commitment programs across the country. Of the 20 states highlighted in red with civil commitment programs, Minnesota has the highest number per capita of civilly committed sex offenders of any state. Only 21 people have been released in nearly 30 years.
In its time, if the theory is that we're moving people through treatment, we should be seeing those results, but we're not.
Some people may say, well, that's because of the particular people who are there. And actually this is the program doing its job, keeping them out of the community. But in reality, Minnesota is an outlier.
Eric Janis is president and dean emeritus of the Mitchell-Hamlin School of Law. He has more than 2 decades of legal and scholar experience with a focus on sexual violence prevention. He is currently the director of Sex Litigation and Policy Resource Center. He says even if we accept the premise of what MSOP is, he says Minnesota is operating the program poorly.
Under our American system, if they're convicted of a crime, then they can be sentenced to a sentence that's authorized by law. And that's totally appropriate. That's accountability, retribution, and that's appropriate. No problem with that. Once they have fulfilled that sentence, though, our American Constitution says they cannot be punished anymore. That's called double jeopardy.
Along most main streets in northern Minnesota, moose are thriving. From coffee shops to bars to stores, they're everywhere. But in the wild, moose face a firing line of factors that threaten to make them disappear. On a snowy day at the tip of Minnesota's Arrowhead,
there's a left and a right.
A research team with the Grand Portage Band prepares for an annual hunt. With snowshoes in tow, they load up several vehicles and drive to a remote location in the woods they call LZ, Landing Zone. This is a hunt for moose happening from the air. The guns loaded with tranquilizer darts rather than bullets. The goal, to collar rather than kill. From above, a crew of a pilot, vet, and gunners spot a moose. They get close enough and take a shot. Then, for head Grand Portage biologist Seth Moore, it's time to get on the ground and go.
Another small one.
Yeah, you went down quickly.
Good. Nice job.
Now that the moose is down, researchers have less than an hour to do a whole lot more than just put on a collar and collect a blood sample.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the COVID swab. I just swab about 5 times. This animal's in good shape. I'm gonna do a biopsy on its other ear for a genetic analysis. Nice little bull, he's got 1 antler. I'm just gonna mount the collar right now.
If the process looks like a well-oiled machine, that's because this is moose number 170 for Moore and his team since 2010, when the problem became clear.
We really started focusing on what is causing the moose population decline, and then ultimately what can we do about it to reverse that trend.
According to the DNR, in 2006, there were roughly 9,000 moose in Minnesota. By 2013, the population plunged to an estimated 2,700, shocking state leaders and sending researchers scrambling to find answers.
It's concerning because moose are the primary subsistence species used by the Grand Portage Band. It's an iconic species of Minnesota. It's a keystone species of a healthy boreal forest ecosystem. It's absolutely a vital species.
Our intent comes from the background of us wanting to help. And moose are kind of losers on the landscape under a light or hat of climate change.
And this is what losing looks like.
This is hair loss from winter ticks. Here's a couple ticks right here, a whole bunch right in here. Here's some more.
Experts say shorter, milder winters have sent winter tick numbers soaring. In recent years, some moose are covered in thousands of them, causing the animals to focus more on itchy pests than nutrition in their calves.
We're treating half of our moose with tick medication and half don't get it. And we're seeing how controlling winter ticks on moose might affect their survival rates.
But ticks are just part of the problem. Milder winters and less snow have also helped the deer herd thrive and grow deep into moose country. That introduces another deadly pest.
Somewhere 25 to 35% of moose that die in a year are dying because of brainworm. It's a parasite transmitted by deer.
And where deer go, predators follow.
By collaring the calves, we've been able to determine that 80% of calves are preyed on by bears and wolves within the first 2 weeks of life.
Lessons learned from years of darting, studying, collaring.
The reversals are drawn.
And sending moose on their way. This was the first of 2 animals that joined the study on this February afternoon. The other darted a mile away. Moore taxied by chopper to an adult female who received the same treatment, and within a matter of minutes, she's free again. One last ride back to the landing zone and then on to Grand Portage headquarters to analyze the day's samples and start tracking the newly collared moose. Work the team hopes will ultimately shape future policy to protect and restore the herd.
We need to address the moose population decline quickly and aggressively. If we lack the societal will or the legislative will, I don't see how moose populations are going to recover.